boy, hello. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm fine. I'm fine. That's the new effect for today. Pretty awesome, right? I don't know if it's going to do it again. Well, hello everyone. Hello, Keys. Pants off. Oh, there it happened. Hey, Keys. Pants off, dance off. Just tuning in, saying hello to everyone on this beautiful Tuesday, March 30th. Welcome aboard. I have to say I'm excited about today's show. I've been pre-read the today's children's Bible story. This face thing that's happening. Loving it. It's found a new special effect on the Book of Faces that we can all enjoy. Where do you go? That's not what I want to do. It's hard to do all the things that you want to do in the timely fashion that you want to do it. Now, why can't I just go to my own Facebook page? Here we go. This is what I wanted to do. It's almost time for me to be able to do the thing I want to do. Oh, now I can see my face falling off in real time. That's fun. Oh, your pants fell off and you're running? Oh, good. Hello, Bob. Hello, Amy. Greetings. Laura, hello. You're in Atlanta today? Darren, yes, hello. The face falling off. I think I might turn that off if I can figure out how to do that in a minute. Are you all on acid? Maybe. Maybe, or maybe not. I think actually probably you're not on acid. That's better. Now you're back in. Here we go. It's today's show. I've got the letter from Grandma. I have to say today's letter from Grandma, in my opinion, is a real corker. Christopher, greetings and salutations to you, sir. Yes. What have I got? Where's the Bible? I'm ready to get out the Bible and start reading today's Bible story. But first, what can I tell you? Well, I went swimming in the ocean. It seems like it's getting warmer. We were down to our coldest just a few days ago, the coldest the ocean's been, which is down below 55 degrees. But it seems to be crawling up, and I think we're over 56 right now. So maybe warming up. Brad, hello to you and Stephanie in Milwaukee. Yesterday, after the show, I texted with my friend Molly in San Francisco about the possibility of maybe doing a set when we're up passing through it, taking Fanula either on our way to camp or on our way back here, bringing her home. So that may happen. We may be seeing each other. Those of you who are in the Bay Area, then, if that's possible. Dave, greetings. Terrific Tuesday. Yeah, everybody's almost here. I don't know if I should start the Bible just yet. Well, today's story is the 10th plague, and I think we're still in Passover, and that's the 10th plague. That's the 10th plague. Scott, you're back in the fold. Greetings to you, sir. I'm very excited. It's been a few days since my vaccine. Second dose, feeling good. I think I'm going to go in and train jiu-jitsu on next week. All right, the 10th plague, coming to you live from the Bible. The children's Bible, that is. The children's illustrated Bible, published by DK. Who are DK? I'm not sure who they are. Let's see if I can figure this out. Don't want to lose my place. Nope, doesn't say what DK stands for. Anyway, here we go. The 10th plague, and this is the big one. This is after Pharaoh last week on the Bible. Were the plagues of Egypt. We had locusts, we had frogs, we had lice, we had dead animals, we had flies. This week, and Pharaoh was hot and cold. I'm letting you go. I'm not letting you go. Darren, your mom is 87. She's finally getting her second shot. Well, congratulations. I'm so relieved too. I'll see her at the jiu-jitsu place next week. Did you hear correctly? that there have been 0 infections of vaccinated folks? I don't know, Scott. Is that true? We can put that out there. Dave, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to go back to the beginning of the show if you want to see the effect of everybody's on acid. The Lord spoke to Moses. I shall bring one last plague to Egypt, a plague so terrible that Pharaoh will have no choice but to let my people go. And now I'm going to go falsetto. At midnight tonight, every firstborn child throughout the country will die. No one shall escape. All will die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh himself to the firstborn of the poorest slave to the firstborn of the cattle in the fields. I'm not fucking around. Only the children of Israel will remain untouched. That was if God was a ridiculous satire of a conventional woman. Okay, the day shall forever after be known as Passover. For tonight, this is still God talking, I will pass over the whole of Egypt, and my people will be freed. And by that he means the Jewish people who've been enslaved by Pharaoh, who's kind of a, going back on his word, stubborn moron. From now on, the day must be kept holy and counted as the first day of the year. The first day of the year. How about that? Even though Passover happens over several days, it's the first day of the year, or maybe there's several days leading up to Passover. Nah, I'm a little confused. Not Jewish. Every household must kill a lamb, which shall then be roasted and eaten with bitter herbs and bread that is unleavened. Your doorposts must be dabbed with the blood of the slain animals, so that when I pass in the night, I shall know to leave untouched the houses that are marked with blood. Now, here's a question that you have as a Bible. Hey, if these are your people, why do we need to paint the door? You don't know who your people are? Come on. But that's the kind of shit that gets you smote in the Bible. So you don't lip off when you want to know the answer to that question. You just kill the sheep and eat the bitter herbs and put the blood on your door and shut the hell up. Moses called together all his wise men and counselors and told them that what God had said and how they were to keep this day, the first Passover, holy forever after. Midnight fell, and suddenly, we're skipping ahead now, sudden wailing and screaming was heard. Of course, because the firstborn of everybody is dying, including cattle, as the Lord passed over the land, except for the Israelites, it should be except for the Israelites who remembered to paint their door. Not one family was left unharmed. Death was everywhere. Everywhere! From Pharaoh's palace to the darkest prison, from the rich merchant's house to the open pasture, the firstborn, both man and beast, drew their last breaths and died. And I have to say, just on a side note, that would mean everyone in our house, all the Jerrys, would be dead, because I'm a firstborn, Lady Jerry's a firstborn, and our only daughter also firstborn. So this is going to free up a lot of real estate in Egypt. They're not going to need as many slaves because of all the effing dead people. Pharaoh, rising from his bed in grief, and you would think Pharaoh would have been a firstborn, wouldn't you? Because doesn't the firstborn son get to be the Pharaoh? But this is the type of technicalities that we need to gloss over when we're reading the Bible. Sent for Moses and Aaron. Take your people and go. Go from my country and take all your flocks and herds. I've had it with you jerks. The frogs, the lice, that's not in here. By now, the Egyptians were so frightened, they begged the Israelites to leave as quickly as possible and heaped their former slaves with silver and gold and jewels. Yeah, well, you could have done that earlier and saved yourself all those firstborns. I mean, the fleas, the lice, the frogs, the flies, that wasn't enough? Okay. And so it was that after 430 years in the land of their captivity, it took God 430 years to get around to this. This is a guy with a big to-do list. He made the earth, on a side note, he made the earth, God, the same God, 6 days. It takes him 430 30 years before he gets around to setting the children of Israel. All 600,000 of them, all on foot, men, women, and children, and their flocks and herds, all their possessions, at last left Egypt. 430 years. It's hard to say, hey, it took you long enough, God, to the guy who just killed all the firstborns of everybody in Egypt. So, not to be ungrateful, but really, 430 years, made the earth in 6 days. Okay, I rest my case. I'm no attorney. Jen's here. Good to see you. God is pretty busy. Gary, you are absolutely right. Yes, even cattle, and that's what the Bible says. And then it goes on to say all the livestock, the first of all the livestock. Dave, you're saying you couldn't handle these stories as an autistic science nerd in a Catholic school. You were just like young Sheldon. It didn't work out. Yeah, no, I'm sure. Oh, DJ Eric, you put in one of your favorite sets of me on Letterman. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely a while ago, judging by my haircut. Bob, you thought the 10th plague was Chuck E. Cheese pizza? No, no, I don't think rats were one of the plagues. Keys, you're giving some good pants. Oh, Laura, nice. DK was formerly known as Dorling and Kindersley Publishing. Thank you. That was helpful. That was the answer to a question that I really needed an answer for, and you did that. Did firstborn grasshoppers die too, Keys? I'm going to say yes, but I don't know. That's a guess. It's a family tradition to watch the Ten Commandments during Passover, Jen says. Even though you're Catholic, it's that good. Well, I think you just go back. I think you go back to back the Ten Commandments, Planet of the Apes. That's what I would do. But again, I'm not a lawyer. Oh, where's the grandma letter? Is this it? Yes. So today's letter from grandma, I have to say, I read this before the show. And again, it has the tiny letter from Aunt Charlotte that came afterwards, where Charlotte writes, this looks like a free pad that she got from the Grundy Center, something or other. It's a bank. Charlotte wrote her bit on this little patch of bank thing, but it mostly just refers to the grandma's letter, and this grandma letter is sort of a whopper. This is from October 7th, 1982. So I'm 22 years old, living in San Francisco now for a year and a half. Thank you for the card and especially the letter. Oh, 22-year-old me bringing it across the finish line with a card and a letter. I think you remember last week it was going to be Grandma's birthday, and I must have nailed it. Did you ride on the cable cars before they quit? Cable cars must have shut down for repairs or something. Those mudslides are awful. Sounds bad to read about. Also, snow and ice slides in Colorado or wherever. Grandma's keeping up on the weather. It's good to know that the mudslides were still going on all those many, almost 40 years ago here in California. Had a letter from Mother, that's my mother, and she said you were trying to find another job. I was trying to find another job. I'm glad Rita, my cousin, is happy in her work. Maybe you thought it was demeaning. I don't know if that means her work or the job that I used to have. I always thought people with money weren't so arrogant. Never can tell, can we? I guess I ran into some arrogant people at the job that I had. It rained so much. Did have a light frost, but Charlotte picked peppers and also covered some things in the garden and the flowers because it's fall. I guess I was quitting my job at the World Trade Club. Last night, she honored the worthy matrons and patrons. Soap ball in blue net for the ladies. That's a nice gift. Soap ball in blue net. And the men got 6 cookies each. So, there's your question for a Tuesday. Would you rather have a soap ball in a net or 6 cookies? That's a good game show. Soapball in a Net. Good evening and welcome to Tuesday night on Soapball in a Net or Six Cookies. I'm going to say I'm taking the 6 cookies. Spoiler alert. She also honored a 50-year member telling what happened the year she was worthy matron. We had sandwiches and coffee last night, but I drank water most of the time because coffee is supposed to raise one's blood pressure. I can really notice that I can really notice that your dad has lost weight. I believe he follows a schedule set up at the university or doctor. My dad's weight has fluctuated throughout his life. Okay. Another man put in a few hours helping paint the house, and Mr. Hawk did quite a lot of it, and recaulk the windows. The lower part Charlotte painted, all around the house and most all of the garage. Mr. Hawk and the other man, the higher parts. It looks so nice, but the porch floors and some out of the top on the east porch still have to be done. So the house is not quite completely painted. The new siding must be nice. I don't know what that means. Maybe they got some new siding. The lawn is so much work because of that road, too. I'm not sure what that means. The wind blows so hard sometimes. Well, that's true. Kitty has sneezed all summer, and Charlotte did take him to the doctor for a shot. She's going to take him again. The cat's on a good health plan. Lincoln, that's the town where they live, is celebrating 100 years, June 3, 4, and 5 next year of 1983. 100 years. So they're coming up on their 150th Lincoln. And I think that probably that celebration is going to be smaller than the 100-year celebration. Amy wants the soap ball. Interesting. All right. Here we go. You could go back to Ames to school. This again. Pauline, that's my mother, wanted to help with tuition and wanted you to. Also, you could go to University of Wisconsin, that's where my parents live. Surely you could find something you might want to take. It seems there must be a lack of math, physics teachers to teach in the schools. I also think most of the young people don't want to take it. Just sports. Seems like young people want to do that. I don't even know whether they like foreign languages anymore. Hamilton's, that's the family next door. Hamilton's next door have some raspberry bushes in their garden. Ever bearing. This is right off the college. Earl and Jean, that's their other neighbors, have finished their deck and also the same wood for steps. The other steps, sand and salt has damaged the railing. Charlotte dug some trees out of the rhubarb. She has seen a garter snake and also a toad in the garden. They eat bugs. The days are so short, it gets dark so early. I haven't talked to Jean recently, but Dennis, that's their son who's my age, had 2 night classes. He was trying to find a job part-time as a bartender. Their flagpole blew down again, and their young tree they planted leans to the east. No doubtedly that's because of the wind. Mr. Ramsey is combining beans again. That's the farmer next door. Second day only. The corn near the fence seems like it's about ready to harvest. We're eating beets from the garden just now. Have had carrots and turnips. I think the beans are gone. October 8th, showers. October 9th, fog. Sun trying to shine. And closing a check for you for $15. Groceries. A lady here makes pancakes for herself and then gives her kitty whatever she has. I hope you are, this is my favorite part of the letter, I hope you are not one of those clothesless dancers in a bar. Love, Grandma. I love Susan too. Had 2 letters from her. Oh, I hope you are not one of those clothesless dancers in a bar. I have no idea why that's the last thing in the letter, except that I may have been on the phone with her and said something like, I can always get a job as a stripper or something like that. And so she that was probably a joke that she was doing it on a joke that I did. I'm sure that that's not a sincere worry that she has about me. But when I read that today, and I know we've read these all one other time, but it made me as happy again. I hope you are not one of those clothesless dancers in a bar. And all I can say to that, Grandma, is so far, so good. I'm almost completely safe from being one of those clothesless dancers in a bar. And in fact, as I'm sure most of us know, as you get older, the amount of bars that would hire you as a clothesless dancer goes down, and till eventually it's zero. Now, I doubt that in my case it's at zero yet. I think there's probably still a bar where I could get a job as a clothesless dancer. But then again, that may be me having a very high opinion of myself. But that's the best. That's the best I can do. All right, here I'm just. Dave, you're saying growing up in Kansas, all the trees lean to the east. Todd, yes, that letter is covering everything. Grandma really, when she turns it loose, Laura. Yeah, kids today with their sports. I have to say, that was one of my favorite letters from Grandma. Just the way it kind of goes everywhere. She covers everything. She just gets in there and gets it all done. All right. Oh, somebody's talking about Billy Crystal. Remember Soap, the sitcom? I do remember that. Billy Crystal, we had the same managers for a little while, Billy Crystal and I I did see him again. He was hosting my former manager's funeral last year. And yeah, I remember my manager telling me because Billy Crystal had finished that, but it was still only 10, 15 years in the past. And my manager saying, "Oh, everybody thought it was so crazy that he would play this gay character," but worked out. Things worked out. Spoiler alert: things worked out pretty good for Billy Crystal. Jen, you're saying these letters make you wonder if the lady next door is reporting about you to her family via letters. All I heard was screaming last night, and I'm fairly certain I smelled marijuana. Probably. That's probably already happened. That's probably already happening. Keys is saying, Jen, if she said anything like my mom, she would have had no idea what pot smelled like. Oh, look who's here.
Hello.
It's Lady Jerry. You
Hi.
missed probably the best letter from Grandma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hope you're not one of those clothesless dancers in a bar. That's what she ended the letter with.
Wow. Hi, everybody. I didn't realize it was quite as late, but oopsie. Okay, I'm trying not to wreck the joint. Hello! How's everybody? What happened to your face there?
Oh, that's a special effect that was on at the beginning of the show. It's not on now.
Wow, that's really weird. It looks like you've got a credit card stuck in your
Yeah, well, you want to see?
what's
Here,
it?
let's put it on.
Yeah, give me one. Give me a credit card on my cheek.
Yeah, here you
I
go.
don't know if I'm going to love it, but what do I have to do? Just move around and then it will get on me?
So you see what's happening?
Oh, yeah, it's on you. Oh, I see. So it takes away your face.
And
Is it
then it
gonna...
puts it back. Lean up a little bit.
No?
No, it's not happening to you. You got to keep facing the thing.
I'm trying to give it lots of options.
Yeah, well, you're doing great.
on.
Oh, it happened to me
again, yeah.
I'm going to turn that off.
It looks like your face goes into silly putty. Okay, well, I'm sorry I missed the letter to Grandma. I wanted to come and say hello, everybody.
Well, you're
hello,
just in
Happy
time.
Tuesday.
You're just in time for the STD. Well, it's not quite STD yet.
No.
Oh, Bob, you got the Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley Chippendales. My God, that is such a funny sketch. If you haven't seen that, we can watch that after.
Okay.
So it's almost time for Seize the Day, but would you like to give a little surf report for today?
Oh, yeah. So the surf was really good. It was really, I was trying to get between when it was windy and when it wasn't windy, and then I'm driving down to El Porto, but there I am at the northern end of Dockweiler, and there's this jetty, and it was so beautiful. I was like, well, I've got to get in there, and I was like, it's a bit close to high tide. Anyway, I had fun. I hadn't been in 10 days. I wasn't, quite as fit as I needed to be. There were a lot of jerk guys out there. There was one very sweet Japanese woman, and whenever anyone caught a wave, she would sort of do this on her board, like she was, super happy for
Oh, that's nice. Well, when I got up for my swim, somebody gave me one of these, and I was like, oh, that's nice
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah, you want a this or a that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a this. How's my temperature? Oh,
98.
good. Good. The other day down at the place where everyone was getting their vaccinations, so I'm the lady in charge of one of those. They're so ridiculous. And then everyone had a super low temperature, but they did say, I would say, are you cold? Because they'd be like 94 point something. They'd all been standing outside. They were cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people were doing their wrists. But I was
Scott's
doing
saying this is a pretty riveting episode, but he's torn about watching this or the neighbor trying to erect a 10-foot high playhouse on a 25-mile-per-hour north winds day. Scott, I hate to tell you,
yeah,
but
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and this will be here later. You can watch this later.
Yeah. Look out the window now.
I hope that you're videotaping that and you're going to post it in the group chat. Anyway, do you have anything else to add?
Well, then I came home and I said to Belinda that we could
do.
Well, come on. I mean, I've got to.
Yeah, I know.
So then I came home and I said to Vanilla that I could take her to the bank and I could help her get the kind of bank account that she wants because she gets all this money.
She wants the kind of bank account where you can get the money out.
Yeah, rather than one that the parents are in control of, which we did start when she was about 7, everybody. But yeah, it's time to get the 16-year-old bank account. And then, of course, I said to her, okay, we could go now. Like, no, I'm tired. And I was like, well, okay. Maybe I'll see if she wants to go to the bank now and get in hold of her money.
Hat hair, not good. Surfing hair, awesome. How about that, Lady Jerry? Are you excited?
Thank you, Darren. Yes, thank you. I'm just being
Ouija, you're late. Oh,
Yeah.
you missed a corker. A lot of action in the Bible. The big plague. The big plague.
And apparently the best letter from Grandma ever. She wanted to make sure that Jake, Lord Jerry, was not doing any dancing with no clothes on.
Spoiler
Did she
alert.
really think that that's what you could possibly
No, I think
be doing?
that was in reference to, I might have made some joke about getting a job as an exotic dancer. And she might have been making
It was
a joke
before
back.
Chippendales.
She did have a good sense of humor, Grandma.
Jake you would have been a lovely Chippendales dancer.
I was saying here before you got in that I still might, as you get older, the amount of places you can get hired as an exotic dancer goes down. But I don't think I'm at 0. I think there's still somewhere where I could get a job as an exotic dancer. Please don't burst my bubble. Not on the show.
No. There absolutely is. You're right. Of course. They would,
Maybe at your next birthday, you could have all your friends over, your lady friends over, and
you
I
could
could
be my
I could be
exotic
the
dancer?
I could get out of.
Yeah.
I could bust out of a cake.
Yeah.
Surprise, ladies!
Yeah.
It's me.
I'm just trying to think how that
we're going through some economic tough times during the pandemic, so we couldn't afford to hire anybody else. I'm going to have to do this myself.
It's going to be great. They're going to love it. I think it's going to be.
They are going to love it.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
And now,
and now
it's time for Seize the Day.
Okay, let's seize it.
Seize the Day.
Yep, tell me what's up.
Seize the Day. Mm-hmm. All right, you ready for Seize the Day?
Yep.
Do you want a question from the question box?
I want to ask you a question. Give me a question and I'll
Okay.
ask you one. Give me a rando. Don't look at it. What movie made you laugh until you cried?
Oh, what movie? What's the last one that I really enjoyed? You got to say the first thing that comes to your mind. If I had more time to think, I'd think of something else. But Hot Tub Time Machine is pretty funny.
Hot Tub Time Machine is pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, people, we would highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's comedy. It's
Yeah, we liked it.
it's what's his name, who's I guess now slightly problematic, but I still like him. Who's the John Cusack, and Craig Robinson. Oh my God, yeah, so many great funny people in that movie. All right. Oh no, I don't think this is going to be the one for today. Sometimes you got to go with a different Seize the Day.
What does Jimmy Dean say?
Well, I've already done a Jimmy Dean.
I don't. Julia Child, really?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Today's Seize the Day.
Yep, ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm paying attention.
Well,
I'm ready.
I feel like we went with the questions. Now it's time for Seize the Day.
I don't think the light went on that time.
It
but
did.
Don't be a naysayer, Lady Jerry. When you pop in at the very end.
We got some good What do we got here?
Ouija says better check if your homeowners covers heart attacks of guests.
Yeah, if I'm going to do
Shark
my mail.
attacks, yeah.
Jen is saying Step Brothers. I would watch Step Brothers. I think that's Will Ferrell and
What's his
Riley, John C. Riley.
Oh.
Julia Childs.
Do it like you've had a few glasses of wine, because sometimes she was shaking
I'm
on the
not
show.
sure that an unhappy or suspicious stomach, constricted and uneasy with worry, cannot digest properly. Wait, excuse me. I'm not. I said I wasn't sure, but I am sure. I am sure that an unhappy stomach. Excuse me. Let me start again. I'm a bit loopy. I'm sure that an unhappy or suspicious stomach, constricted and uneasy with worry, cannot digest properly. It's not too late to nominate me for a SAG award.
Yeah, no, you are great. Well, I'll never forget the time I saw Julia Childs. She was making roast lamb, and I think it was a Middle Eastern recipe, and she was making pita bread, and she thought she was drinking wine, and she thought she was off camera, and she put some of the pita bread in her mouth, and it was really hot, and she just went and spat it up, but she was on camera. I saw her.
Laura's saying the Eurovision movie.
Oh, also Will Ferrell.
That's the one that I tried to get you to
I
watch,
know.
and you bailed within less than 5 minutes.
I don't like Will Ferrell. I mean, I thought he was really funny. There was something he just did that was absolutely hilarious. What was it?
Listen, Will Ferrell, call me. Call me. I'll make sure that you don't have to do anything with her. I would like to be in whatever you're doing next. But
Okay.
Cheers,
everybody.
she'll be at home.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Love to love you.
Yes, I love to love you
All
too.
right.
Okay, I'll sit back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't give up on this show. It's not over yet.
No.
Don't give up.
I know.
There'll be plenty of time to give up later. I will see you all tomorrow for Wednesday. Oh, what's the animal going to be tomorrow? Do you know?
Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. Are you doing an animal and that weird aliens Bible?
No, the Aliens Bible is on Thursday, so there'll be an animal, mystery animal tomorrow.
Oh, mystery, yeah.
Mystery animal. See you tomorrow.
An Oompa Loompa.
That's not a real animal.
Yeah,
That's a human being.
That's why it's.
Well, it's not a human being, is it? All right,
Are
manana.
those the boxes to go to Goodwill?